Good evening, everyone. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners, the Durag people, and pay my respect to elders past and present. On behalf of the Faculty of Arts at Macquarie University, I want to welcome you to the Faculty of Arts Postgraduate Information Evening. My name's Dr. Nicole Anderson. I'm the Director of Learning and Teaching for the Department of Media, Music, Communications and Cultural Studies in the Faculty of Arts here at Macquarie. I'm also your MC for this evening. But before introducing you to the other speakers, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the Faculty of Arts and talk to you about our postgraduate coursework programs. And I want to begin by drawing your attention to a number of university league tables that were released recently. In a nutshell, what they convey is that the Faculty of Arts are pretty hot. It was ranked as one of the best arts faculties in the world and in Australia. One ranking had us as sixth best faculty in Australia, and in all rankings we come in as top 10 in Australia. And for some we rate top 100 on the planet, currently sitting at 61. So we have a world-class arts faculty, which is fantastic and which I'm very proud and honoured to be part of. Now, there are a number of reasons for our world-class status, but what I'd like to do tonight is outline 3 reasons for you. First, the faculty consistently produces award-winning teachers, both across the university and nationally, as well as internationally respected and world-renowned researchers. And just one example is Professor David Christian, who some of you may know, who teaches the internationally famous Big History project, and which Bill Gates is funding to expand across all high schools in America. And Professor Christian is just one of our high-profile researchers. There are many more, and some of them are here tonight, and I'll be introducing you to them later. The Faculty of Arts has several centres of research excellence, and these centres are not only a result of and support our innovative and cutting-edge researchers in the faculty, but at the same time attract some of the most prestigious researchers from around the world. These centres also span a range of disciplinary fields, and for more information about them, you can either go to the Faculty of Arts website, or the link on the slide here is you can click on that, and these slides are available for download from the marketing website. Now, you may be thinking, well, big deal, what does this mean for you? The importance of the internationally recognised research leaders and teachers is that as postgraduates, you will have the opportunity to be part of our research-led teaching programs, and these programs will not only provide you advanced knowledge of the discipline or field, but you will have access to and be taught by these leading scholars and the most up-to-date research. Now, the second reason for our world-class Faculty of Arts is that with our 11 departments and large range of disciplinary areas within those departments, the faculty offers a range of postgraduate coursework degree programs that provide flexibility, depth and breadth of learning, as well as a professional focus. And because these programs have a professional focus, they provide you with the opportunity to work with industry practitioners through internships, while also giving you the opportunity to partake in an extended research project that you can develop along, say, an academic supervisor. Overall, the programs enable you to apply your theoretical and practical skills learnt in the program in a professional context and vice versa. There are also opportunities for studying online in some of the programs, particularly in the politics, international relations, creative writing, and policing and counterintelligence disciplines. And you can find a list of postgraduate coursework programs on the Faculty Arts website, but in particular, I want to mention 3 new programs that will be offered from 2014. So these will include the Master of Future Journalism, Masters of Creative Media, and Master of International Public Policy. Just a little bit of technical detail, the postgraduate coursework programs from 2015 will be 18-month to 2-year programs requiring 48 credit points of study, where each unit is around 4 credit points. Well, it is actually. Included in this is a capstone unit from 2015, a research unit or component, core units, and a number of electives to choose from. Now, the Master of Future Journalism. This program is where you can develop expertise in fundamental and new journalism practice, such as ethics, news, reporting, writing, working with multimedia forms including audio, video and web-based, and journalism innovation including aggregation, curation, social media and data journalism. You'll have access to state-of-the-art facilities, which I'll talk to you more about in a moment, the opportunity to go on exchange in New York, Shanghai, Hong Kong, UK, and develop an understanding of the media management fundamental to help you expand your career options. The Master of Creative Media gives you the skills to produce and publish your creative media projects and collaborate with others. It helps you develop a network of creative practitioners, develop creative media entrepreneurship, and enables you to learn from academics and creative practitioners who are award-winning writers, journalists, filmmakers, documentary program makers, broadcasters and audio and music specialists. Again, some of them are here tonight that you can talk to. Then we have the Master of International Public Diplomacy. Now this is pretty exciting. The program will be the first degree of its kind offered in Australia. It gives you an interdisciplinary focus. It will help you prepare for a career in public service, international development or international business. The program will provide opportunity to network and learn from serving and retired diplomats and the option to do an internship in your chosen field. Now these new programs, as well as many of the other postgrad coursework programs in the faculty, are supported by state-of-the-art facilities. Which brings me to the third reason why the Faculty of Arts is one of the best in Australia and in the world in which to undertake postgraduate study. The state-of-the-art facilities support and enable innovative learning and teaching practices and research practices and collaborations. Examples of our facilities include the Y3A building, in which is housed 2 state-of-the-art recording studios, a drama studio, a film studio with all the state-of-the-art lighting and technology equipment. It contains a dance studio with special dance flooring, radio production facilities, computer labs, screen production facilities, and multimedia labs. And in 2015, and I think this is pretty exciting, a new digital newsroom to accompany the new Masters of Future Journalism will be in place. These facilities are the best in Australia and match, if not surpass, industry standards and expectations. Other facilities include 2 museums and an art gallery, the Museum of Ancient Cultures and the Australian History Museum, and the Macquarie Art Gallery, all of which support the teaching of undergraduate and postgraduate programs in the Faculty of Arts at Macquarie. The museums have been named amongst the top 30 most amazing university museums, while the Art Gallery not only has a diverse collection of modernist works, but hosts exciting and adventurous exhibitions. Now, for those of you who might not have the requirements to enable you to enrol in your desired postgrad coursework program, such as a BA in the field of study you want to enrol in, don't panic. There are pathways to master's study. So let me give you an example. Say hypothetically you did a BA in media, but you're really interested in doing a postgraduate course in politics. But without a BA degree in politics, it's not possible to enter straight into a master politics program. However, there is a pathway, and that would involve doing a graduate certificate or diploma in politics, which would then give you the background to enter into a postgraduate program in politics. But also Macquarie University's recognition of prior learning policy allows for the recognition of formal, non-formal and informal learning, both for entry into and credit towards programs of study. So it is possible for programs to recognise learning gained through work experience, training programs, industry accredited qualifications and so on. For some creative areas, pathways may involve presenting or supplying a portfolio or industry experience. And if you want to know more about these pathways, please speak to me or one of the academics here tonight or visit the faculty website. To end, I want to point out that as a result of our world-class research and teaching in the Faculty of Arts, we have fantastic postgraduate outcomes. Not only do we end up with students doing extremely well in whatever positions they take up or into as a result of undertaking postgraduate study here at Macquarie. And just one example is somebody called Sandy Evans, some people may know her, who works in the music industry as a famous saxophonist. And we also have high-profile alumni with Master of Arts degrees from the Faculty of Arts at Macquarie, such as Hugh Rimington, who is National Political Editor and Bureau Chief in Canberra and for Network 10, the author Hugh Mackay, the politician Tanya Plebiscik, and a whole host of others. So I've given you a brief overview of postgraduate coursework programs, and you can talk to us later about details or questions. But here to talk to you about the Master of Research program is Dr. Noah Basil, Director of the Bachelor of Philosophy and Master of Research program for the Faculty of Arts. Let's please welcome Noah.
Thank you, Nicole. And I just want to say thank you to the Faculty of Arts for including the MRes in this information session, because it is a new program. This is the first year it's been offered. We are pioneering here at Macquarie this program. No other university in Australia has undertaken a 2-year Masters as a preparation for PhD, so this is really exciting and also very innovative. So I'll go through some of the major aspects of it in terms of eligibility, the structure of the program, and a few other aspects of it which I think you'll find interesting. I won't be able to go into many of the features in detail, so if you have further questions, I'll be around until 7:30, and please approach me. If not today, if I've sparked your interest and that interest comes to you after we've completed tonight, come to the website, send me an email or get in touch in some way and we can further the dialogue. Is it just this button here? Sorry. So the aims of the degree, well, as I said, it is innovative. We are the first university in Australia to construct a degree of this type as a pathway into a PhD. It means that students who take this program will align with international standards, what we call the Bologna model, for acceptance into PhD programs around the world. So it is a 3+2 program, 3-year plus 2-year program, with a 3-year undergraduate and a 2-year Masters. The aims of it, as it says there, I won't go into all of them, but it does, as I said, as I've suggested, make you internationally competitive. Now, we'd like all our best students, of course, to complete their PhDs here in Australia and at Macquarie, but for some students, the international aspect, the mobility will be an important facet, and the MRes certainly gives you that opportunity to take your master's degree elsewhere. And as a second point there suggests, one of the key ambitions or aims of this program is to give you the skills to provide you and develop you as a researcher, so that the PhD project itself, the program, becomes a far more, I guess, intensive and also constructive process. And the evidence from the Bologna model overseas is that students who undertake the 2-year research training scheme actually have higher rates of completion and also better outcomes in their PhD. And we're hopeful, we believe that this program will achieve those aims. Okay, the structure of the BPhil MRes. Now, the name of the degree indicates or represents the fact that it is a transition from undergraduate to postgraduate. It replaces the old honours degree, and the first year of the program is, and I won't go into this in too much detail. A lot of the jargon here will mean nothing to you, but the first year in effect replaces the honours year. It's an undergraduate year of study. It's 8 coursework units, but those units are designed to achieve a couple key aims. The first aim is to give you in-depth advanced disciplinary knowledge, and the second is to give you the skills necessary to undertake a PhD, so the research skills that we consider necessary for higher degree research. If you complete the first year of the program and decide not to go on to the second, you are awarded a Bachelor of Philosophy. So as a separate degree to your BA, you will get a Bachelor of Philosophy. If you go on to the second year, you awarded the Master of Research. So the admission requirements. Now the requirements are identical to what we had for honours, so we are targeting our high level or high achieving students. It's a GPA of at least 2.5 on a 4-point scale, and that's the Macquarie scale, and at least 3.0 zero GPA at 300 level. And only ancient history at the moment have specific entry requirements that is in our faculty, but you can find that information on the web. The only other thing I will say is that the expectation is that you've undertaken your 300 level or your major in the discipline that you are aiming to do the MRes in. So there is an expectation that you have the basic disciplinary knowledge through your undergraduate degree that carries forward into your BPhil and MRes. There is also direct entry into the second year. So for those of you who decide to do a coursework degree and then at some point through that year just have an epiphany and think that research is something that you would like to undertake, there is the potential to translate your 1 year master's degree into a 2-year MPhil. That is, to carry your coursework program into a 2-year program. So that articulation is possible. So what we say is candidates who have completed a relevant postgraduate degree may receive up to 32 credit points towards the MRes. That is, it will satisfy the entry requirements into the second year. The second year, sorry, just before I go on, the structure of the second year is basically, it is a thesis year. There are certain module requirements that you'll need to undertake, certain skills that we expect that you will master before you can move forward, but 90% of the second year program is your thesis, a 20,000 word thesis on a specific topic. And that's externally examined and will then count as the criteria on which you'll be assessed for entry into the PhD program. The first year of the program is government supported, so it falls under the Commonwealth scheme. Because it's an undergraduate degree, you can actually put it on, I think it's still called HEX or HELP, and the coursework fees for that fall in line with the Commonwealth supported program. Domestic students also pay student activity fees, but there is a sweetener, and the sweetener is that all students who enter into the first year program will receive an $8,000 stipend, which is paid in 2 lots, $4,000 in the first semester and $4,000 in the second. For those students who achieve a grade of 75% or higher in their first year program will receive a $16,000 stipend for the second year of the program. So there is a financial component, advantage to undertaking this program. As I've said, the first year of the program is coursework. A couple of those coursework units are, as I mentioned earlier, designed to develop your research skills. So those units may not sort of fall within the normal 13-week study pattern. One of those research frontiers is a unit that is undertaken or is taught as an engagement with the discipline. So you might attend department seminars, workshops, research colloquium, and those sort of meetings as a way of introducing you to the research culture of a particular department. The year 2 is based around 5 core activities. The first is Research Frontiers 2, Literature Review, Research Methods, Research Planning, and then the thesis. As you can see there, it is very much designed as a research program. In many ways, the second year of the program substitutes as what would have been the first year of your PhD. It's meant to give you the same development, the same skills and research development as you would receive in the first year of your PhD. And that's why we believe students who take this program will actually achieve better outcomes in their PhD. So, application details. The deadline is the 31st of October, so the end of this month. There's more information on the MRes site there. As I said, there's also information available through the Faculty of Arts, through the HDR office, or also via myself. Each department also has an MRes director, so if you're familiar with a department, you have an interest in undertaking a degree in a particular department, then look up that MRes director as well for specific information on how to apply.
Thanks, Noah, and we will take questions afterwards. I'd now like to introduce you to Catherine Parmenter, who is currently enrolled in a Master of Politics and Public Policy. She also works as a policy officer in the Premier and Cabinet Department and is involved in evaluating the 2009 New South Wales Child Protection reforms. She is here to talk to you about her postgraduate degree and student experience at Macquarie.
Good evening, and I would also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet tonight and pay my respects to elders past and present. Okay, so everyone has a different reason for doing postgraduate education. This is my journey and my experience, and more than likely probably everyone in this room has a slightly different journey that they're on. I've met people who have done postgraduate education because they couldn't get a job at the World Bank without a master's degree. I've met people who are doing it as a hobby. I've met people who just want to change in the direction of their career. For me, I wanted to advance my career, be fulfilled by what I do, and make a real difference in social policy. 2 years ago, I was working in community services as child protection caseworker. I'd spent the majority of the previous decade working in the front line of social work with children, with families in remote areas, in juvenile justice, and of course in child protection. I had an undergraduate degree in social science, majoring in welfare, which put me in good stead amongst my colleagues, but I wanted to do more. So I started looking for courses in policy. I wanted to study subjects that could be adapted to my end goal of making decisions in the child protection policy sphere in a course flexible enough to allow me to spend time with my family. I came to the information night here. I met the staff, I had all my questions answered. I applied for the Politics and Public Policy Master's degree, and I started in semester 1, 2012. Working study into my work and home routine was a bit of a challenge, but it was one that I was ready for, as I had a strong desire and a real sense of purpose to be studying. The staff here were really supportive, and my fellow students were really supportive as well, and they gave me really great advice. I found the online student portal really easy and super user-friendly. All of my lecturers were available when I needed them, and so far, all of my lecturers have been experts in their field. I started to learn about comparative public policy, policy transfer, the role that political parties play in policy. It was a world that I knew had existed before I started the course, but I had absolutely no idea about. Finding the time to study when you have a child and a full-time job can be really difficult. I'm fortunate that I spend quite a lot of time on public transport. So public transport is really great if you don't want to get where you're going on time. Essentially, you have time to dedicate to absolutely whatever you like, whether it's reading, listening to music, doing your makeup. Me personally, I use my time to do my core readings. Sometimes I use the time to do my optional readings. I also do a large amount of my essays and assignments on the train, but not always. I find that while my intentions are good, sometimes I do need to study at home, and I'm able to dedicate maybe an hour or two after my son's bedtime to study when I need to, which is maybe once a week. That said, when an assignment is due, I dedicate all night, right up until 11:59, which is one of the perks of the online student portal. I guess for me, the key to being able to dedicate time to studying is actually wanting to. Since I've been able to choose subjects that I'm genuinely interested in, I'm more likely to spend that extra time learning. About halfway through my second semester, I applied for a position as policy officer with DPC, which is the Department of Premier and Cabinet. For me, this was a pretty significant advancement of my career. My manager tells me that I was a standout candidate for a number of reasons. Number one was my passion for the subject, child protection policy. Number two was the fact that I had a significant amount of frontline knowledge and I could incorporate that into discussions about policy. And third, and most importantly for tonight, was the fact that I was studying for my Masters in Politics and Public Policy. My manager has told me since that while policy experience wasn't my strength, the fact that I was studying and would soon have the knowledge and wanted to have this knowledge convinced him to offer me the position, and I'm really pleased to say that he hasn't regretted it. In fact, if he were here, and I know this for sure, my manager, who just on the side has a doctorate in freedom of information, he would say that my work at DPC has made a difference in child protection policy. The New South Wales Department of Premier and Cabinet has the responsibility for carrying out the Premier and Government's key priorities and coordinating whole of government initiatives, think New South Wales 2021. At DPC I work in governance, which evaluates whole of government reform and coordinates input to legislative changes in New South Wales. My specific role is to, as mentioned, evaluate child protection reforms that have been progressively implemented in New South Wales over the last 5 years. It's a really rewarding and really challenging job, which allows me to mix my interests and passion for children's rights and my blossoming knowledge in the policy sector. In my larger group, which is sector performance and coordination, many of the people that I work with have master's degrees. Some are studying here at Macquarie, and a number of our executive level staff have masters and many of them have doctorates as well. At work, I've been able to apply my learnings from various subjects, often. At the moment, our team is managing a multi-million-dollar consultancy project. I use my knowledge of evidence-based policy to provide really great input to project design, setting milestones, using recognised models of social policy evaluation. I've also had significant discussions with management about theories of policy design, other jurisdictions' policies, flow-on effects from historical policies, and the relationship between frontline work and government priorities. Some of the assignments that I've completed that inform my work include a case study on the evaluation of Pacific Island child protection programs and recruitment and retention of child protection workers in rural areas. Being able to bring issues that I'm really passionate about to work and to influence people who make really high-level decisions has been really fulfilling for me. I'm also quite fortunate that DPC are really supportive of my study. They have fabulous study leave. They also have financial incentives for people who want to study. Okay, so that's my journey, but this is your journey. Studying here is a really extraordinary opportunity to further your career, learn more about something that you're interested in, and be part of a really supportive and competent academic team that is really well respected in the professional field. Speaking from experience, tonight you're on the first step of a journey and you have a choice to undertake postgraduate education and all of the opportunities that that journey offers. But of course only you can take that step. If I had to give myself, and I've been thinking about this a lot, if I had to give myself one piece of advice when I was sitting here 2 years ago, it would be to just do it and not overthink it. Because now, the master's students that I study with at Macquarie are the leaders of tomorrow. So they're the politicians to be, they're the director generals to be, they're the CEOs, and hopefully for me, the social policy experts of tomorrow. Thank you.